We've had the dozer and the backhoe out here clearing out where the pond is going to be. They've been stacking logs up here, and today we've got our logging crew coming out that's going to pick through all the logs, take the big stuff that's going to run through the mill. We've got a lot of work to do today, so it should be interesting to watch. The pond serves several functions for us. One, we don't have any standing water on site. That's part of our context here at Tuckaway is we don't have the water. We really want to have the water because of what it does for the local ecology. We want to be able to bring in the birds and the fish life. We are going to use the pond as a bit of a buffer as well between the farm and our hospitality area. And so most of our hospitality cabins are going to be sitting out here at water's edge is our plan. So we're excited about the interactions that'll happen there, people being on the water, fishing, swimming. We want to make this a place where kids can come and have one of the coolest pond swimming experiences they've ever had. One of the real drawbacks to building the pond, though, is the impact on the forest. We're about 80% covered in forest, and we're going to save most of that. And so our impact area includes everything that's going to eventually be covered by water, as well as everywhere where we have to build that dam and then build the slope off the back of the dam. We don't love that. It breaks my heart to bring the trees down, but it was something that we had to weigh in the balance, and for us, it makes sense to do. Now, one of the ways that we're mitigating that impact is by trying to use as much of the lumber as we can on site. Those are going to get milled down into beams, into 1-inch boards, as well as maybe 3-inch slabs that we can use for tables, we can use for siding, we can use for flooring, we can use for structural beams throughout the property. And so our goal as we build out these cabins and remodel Judy's house is that we use as much of native material as we can that came off the property here.
Hey guys, it's Cassidy here at the Ozark Sawyer. Here are the logs that came from the Tuckaway farms. Once they get loaded up, they come here and we sort through them. So from the log pile to the sawmill, it all gets stacked up here. There's a set of loading arms right here that'll lift each log up separately. It comes up, it gets placed up here. The clamp holds onto it while we're sawing it up into lumber. I guess I can show you. This is where it goes for 3 months while it's air drying, which essentially means we're letting the air pass through the lumber, taking the natural moisture level down to about a 20 to 25% level mark. So from the drying barn to the kiln, which is where we're at now, this is the brain of the operation. This is what tells everything to turn on, turn off. These are all my fans. Those 4 switches control all 8 fans that are inside of my kiln. It took about a week and a half for it to dry. So when it's done, we unhook the probes that tell us what the moisture is in the wood, and it slides out on a railroad track here. So the kiln is the last stage the lumber goes through in the entire process. Tuckaway's farms wood will be going through this, and once it's dried, it'll be pulled out, and they'll be able to start building with it really quick.
One of the things we're really passionate about here at Tuckaway is food. We want to be known for great food and beverage experiences. So we're really excited to welcome Chef Tyler Brown back out to the farm this week. He's coming in from Nashville. He's a nationally celebrated chef. He's won the James Beard Award. He's helping us design and think through our food and beverage program here at Tuckaway. The first element is a field to fork dining experience that will happen a couple times a month here. Lots of live fire cooking and interaction with the chef, as well as our commercial kitchen that we're building on site over in Judy's.
We are turning Judy's Place into a food and beverage experience that will be part of the overall hospitality program here at Tuckaway. And that experience will include a commercial kitchen, catering for large-scale events, and also a intimate lounge area. Kind of started marking out some of these areas. Yeah, this roof line extends, 30 feet. This is where that porch is going to extend out 12 feet. But we'll be coming right out under the window line there with this covered porch area. And then here, inside here will be the dining area, and this whole exterior wall is going to be glass. This backyard area will really become interface between back of house, dining, and then our hearth area and that live fire cooking element.
As a chef, I recognized at a time working with local farmers and producers that I didn't understand exactly what it took to produce a product. And so I started gardening on my own, and I recognized a gap in that producer chef area and wanted to bring these worlds together. Both were in service of hospitality, both produced products and wanted to help feed folks. I recognized that there was a passion for me for development in this agritourism world, and that there was also a niche. And so I started seeking new projects in Franklin, Tennessee, as well as was introduced to Tuckaway Farm, and that's what's led us to where we are today.
So this whole space will be opened up to the dining area, into our bar and lounge.
And then the ceiling opened up, or?
Yeah, the ceiling will be opened up over on this side. So as we kind of walk in here, this will be that guest and front of house engagement. We will have a 12 by 16 foot expansion of the kitchen. And then this kind of back of house space can really become where we're doing a lot of prep and final plating. The stairway is going to go away, and we will have this new balcony that's going to be installed, and I'm imagining our entry and exit point for the upstairs, coming out off of this balcony and down into that covered space.
What excites me about the future of Tuckaway Farm is seeing Joe and Mary's vision come to light, where there's an opportunity to bring in the community experience, highlight the community for guests to experience the bounty of Northwest Arkansas, and really their pursuit in this agritourism journey.
Today we're going to be doing soil blocking. As I was prepping, deciding what to do, I was really inspired by Brianna and Blossom and Branch Farm. She's out in Colorado and has some great videos on soil blocking. This is my year 0 on soil blocking, so I am by no means an expert. So you've got 4 parts of a potting mix. The potting mix I fell in love with was the Vermont compost. And then the other thing you add is coconut coir, which is basically shredded coconut husks. And this is your binding agent. So this goes in, and as it saturates with water, it holds those blocks together really nicely. So when you're all said and done, you've got a lovely little block of dirt that you can literally pick up and it stays together. I do 4 parts compost, 1 part coconut coir. You mix it up, mix your dry ingredients all up, make sure you don't have any big clumps. I like to pull out little sticks, especially if I'm doing the mini blocks, just so they don't get stuck. And then you're gonna take warm water, help the seeds germinate, and you're gonna get it wet and basically make a kind of a paste. Okay, so to me this is looking pretty good. What you want is it pretty saturated so that when you squeeze it, you get some water that comes out of it, and that's gonna hold together. So the next step, we're taking our tiny little block, and you're just gonna kind of twist and smush it in, get the dirt in there. Putty knife is really handy for scraping the top. This little guy comes right over here on our tray. He pops out, and you instantly have adorable little blocks. Once you got your tray of soil blocks, it's time to pop your seeds in. Today we're seeding kohlrabi. So this is slightly time intensive just because you have to place each one. You're using a toothpick. I like to get it wet because I think the seeds stick better to a wet toothpick. But you're literally going through and popping one of these in each one. With these seeds, I'm gonna go back and cover them with vermiculite. This makes them look like nut brownies. So on here I have going a couple of different things that are going to be going into the field. These are broccoli that was started last week. Then up here we have cauliflower. that was started a couple weeks ago. I do have some plants, some soil blocks that graduated and got to go out in the sun to get ready to go out in the field. And so we'll be planting those in the next couple days. We are ready to finally move our chicks into the chicken tractor. Finally got our caterpillar tunnels covered.
We're here with Chef Matt Cooper today.